day to the examiners, my thesis supervisor, and also my friends who watch this video. My name is Franinta Egia Sembiring, and I am one of thesis examinee under the guidance of Mr. Egia Sembiring. And my thesis examiners are Mr. Maizupri, Mrs. Marliza Yeni, and Mr. Gindorizano. And thus, in this occasion, I would like to answer all comments and also suggestions that I got from my thesis examiners. The first examiner is Mr. Maizupri. There are 4 suggestions. The first one is about my main problem and my methodology. I have revised my main problem and methodology, sir, and I also have more elaborates about my main problem and methodology on my thesis, sir. The second one is you have to add your knowledge on the real racial discrimination as depicted by your novel. I have revised it, sir. It can be seen on the page 34 and 35. I explain more about the real event which happened in Oakland when an unarmed black man named Oscar Grant gets shot by a white police officer without having any mistakes. I believe that the author of the novel, Angie Thomas, was inspired by this accident because she also tells about a shooting accident who killed an innocent black man, which shows how cruel the discrimination in society. And the next one, in chapter 3, you need more explanation on your main problem, racial discrimination, as the first variable on the title. I have add more explanation about the racial discrimination on my chapter 3, which also relates to the second suggestion, sir. And the last one is add more data and make the result more clearly on conclusion. And I have add more data on my chapter 3, sir, and I have revised the conclusion and already make it more clear, sir. Continuing to the second examiner, the second examiner is Mrs. Marliza Yeni. There are also 4 suggestions. The first one is needs to mention that the objects of your research from the beginning, especially abstract and background. I have revised it, ma'am. I have mentioned my objects in the beginning. The second one is about the preliminary analysis. Mrs. Marliza asked me, is the film exactly similar with the novel so that you only analyze the novel intrinsic elements? After more reading the novel and watching the film, I have to say that the works are not exactly similar, but it does not have many differences. Thus, I combine the novel and film intrinsic in one pre-critical response, because the differences is only occur in the character and the plot. And these differences are already discussed on my chapter 3, ma'am. The third one is about my title, which is Alteration of Racial Discrimination. Mrs. Marliza also asked me, are your subchapters unimportant? I believe, ma'am, I believe my 3 subchapters are important in this thesis, ma'am, because each subchapters has a relation with the title. Like the first subchapter, the alteration between the head you give novel version and film version. It has a relation with the title because the alteration of the depiction of racial discrimination is highly affects the director to replace and modify the elements so that the alteration appears in the elements. And the second subchapters, the medium specificity. This subchapter also has relation with the title because due to the different depiction of racial discrimination, both objects have to create or shows a different specificity in each medium. Moreover, the author or the director also have a different representation of racial discrimination. And the last one is the moral message that got affected after the racial discrimination being altered. This subchapter is also has a relation with the title. Due to the alteration of racial discrimination, both of the author or the director have to point out the different idea in showing the message in each medium. So I can conclude that the three subchapters are important and have a relation to the title map. And I will keep using this title map. And the last one is, please refer to MLA for referencing style. I have revised my referencing style with using MLA style map. And the last one is from Mr. Gindo Lizano. There are three suggestions. The first one is about my abstract and conclusion, which overly theoretical and general. I have revised my abstract and conclusion, sir. I also have mentioned the effect of the alteration of racial discrimination itself, sir. The second one, there are many books and films titled that you have not italicized yet. I have revised it, sir. I have italicized the books and films title. The last one is, avoid using the words that still has Indonesian's meaning. Mr. Gindo also points out the sentence in page 29 must be clearly improved. The sentence sounds like this. The statement simplifies the readers to forming the situation in the story. I have revised it, sir, with the sentence, the statement helps the reader to understand the plot of the story, which can be seen on the page 31. And I think that's all about my presentation of all the revision of the suggestions, ma'am and sir. I have revised my thesis according to the comments and suggestions as best as I could. And also I have already discussed the revision with my thesis supervisor. And I think that's the end of this video. Thank you very much.